You can change your life by getting more money, or you can change your life by getting out of debt. Okay. So an update for the folks: 87% of people who attempt to have student debt discharge and bankruptcies
Yeah.
are now successful. An updated bankruptcy guideline now allows student loans to be treated like other types of debt. So if you're not familiar with filing bankruptcy, I've never filed bankruptcy, but
Neither have I.
I have heard the rumor about, oh, you can't ask the
You
court
can't
or
discharge the student
discharge
loans.
the
Yes.
student loans. But they're saying people are trying it, and even to the point, the article that I was reading was saying that lawyers are even discouraged from even trying to present it to trying to present student loan debt in a case.
Hmm.
But now, because of different guidelines, I'm not really sure what the guidelines were, but it made the process more straightforward and
Yeah.
treated student loans more like other types of debt. Borrowers can now submit a detailed financial hardship attesting instead of facing years of aggressive court battles.
And you know what's crazy? When you submitted this as like a topic to, for the content, I literally had to double check. And I'm like, then I seen the source like CNBC, and I'm like, damn, like, cause it was just 10 years ago when, like, what people don't know, I started my brand, this brand, after I had a failed brand. My first brand was called Millennial Mistakes.
Okay.
And it was all about teaching people how to get out of debt and student loans, because I was so mad at myself about having a bunch of student loans and this, that, and the third. So that was my brand. So I was into student loans, and this was one of the things I used to tell people all the time. You cannot bankrupt. Like,
You
can't
cannot,
do it.
yeah.
So now when I seen this, it just went against everything that I thought I knew, and I'm just like, hold on, let me
Things
check.
change.
Obviously, this is not something that we recommend to people, because bankruptcy comes with its
Own set of challenges.
scars. I mean, like 7 years you can't get a mortgage, and it's going to report on your credit. So you can't get certain jobs, you can't do certain things if you have a bankruptcy on your record, and it's just a black eye on your whole social resume in your resume or whatever. But to be honest, if you're, let's say you're like, I'm gonna tell you what I would do.
Okay.
Let's say if I was a woman and I'm about to get married, or I want to have some kids, and I'm like, shit, I'm not gonna be working anyway. I'm not trying to go to
Run
school
them
anyway.
7. Run them 7.
I'm trying to raise my kids.
Right.
I file bankruptcy, discharge that little 150 whatever, and then wait 7 years, rent for 7 years or whatever we got to do, or
Yeah.
like tell my husband to get it in his name. Now
I was about
it
to
depends
say, it
on
really
what state
depends.
you're in, because if you're in a community property state, you're not going. That's going to affect the mortgage, because they got to pull both of your credit. But if you're not in a community property state,
Right.
this is a kind of a good play to get rid of a bunch of debt, because she probably ain't making no money anyway during this time where she's trying to have children and raise her family. And
I was gonna say there's a lot of people who could benefit from bankruptcy.
This is not a crazy thing.
I was about to say, and there's businesses that go bankrupt every day. There's
It's a part of
celebrities.
finance.
I think who Simon Powell. I think he filed for bankruptcy twice. The one on American Idol, the mean one.
Oh, Simon.
Yes.
He's mean ass
Twice.
filed bankruptcy. He's so mean. That's why he's so mean. I didn't know that.
But you can bounce back. It's not something that you can't bounce back from. It is something that's very important, and it should take a lot of consideration.
Yeah.
But also remember, business credit is not the same as like personal credit.
Yeah.
So when I say, some celebrities went bankrupt, it could have been their businesses that go bankrupt. And people care about their business, and then when they go bankrupt, they're like, I'll just get another business.
I just start another business. I'll just do, and then it could be used as a negotiation tool. So a lot of people understand that in terms of bankruptcy. Even Saks Fifth and Neiman Marcus are about to go bankrupt. That's crazy. That's a whole nother story.
And that's what I'm saying. And businesses do it all the time. So again, just it's an important decision. Don't just like this is a magic eraser.
This is a crazy one, because I know so many black women. I know so
In
many
debt?
black women that are great women. They're beautiful, no kids, ready for a man, that secretly told me, like, I had a good guy. I told him I had $250,000 in student loan debt, and he just didn't want to marry me.
Really?
Yes, that's a lot of money.
I mean, yeah, but you're not responsible for her debt unless you want to be. It's kind of like the
I don't. Well,
stepfather thing.
you know, most people are not financially literate on how
Okay,
that works,
I was
so
about to
they
say.
think, oh, they're going to inherit that
No,
debt.
that's not how that works.
A lot of people think that.
Okay, I
A lot
understand
of
here
people
today
think
that you're
because
because
okay,
look at Tasha K. When she's $4 million in debt with Cardi B, she just transferred everything into her husband's name and she's untouchable.
well, I think it was something that, about that got challenged though, because he's a part of the business. So I think that was the kind of murky area with that. I'm not 100% sure though,
Okay.
but yes, I do. I have heard a lot of women because what happened is now that you got to 250, he like, well, yeah, I love you, I marry you, but here's this prenup. And then she didn't want to sign a prenup, which is now it kind of called everything off because this dude is sitting there saying, yes, I love you, but you have this big financial burden because it's a big financial burden because a lot of women when they want to have kids and they want to step back and take care of their family, they got to kind of put their career on hold. So now that money becomes an issue. While y'all out making six figures being a girl boss, that's not an issue. You pay your own bills. You don't make enough money to pay it back.
Yeah.
But that's why, like, it's hard to recommend telling a woman to go take out that amount of money versus telling a man. Because a man is you gonna work for the rest of your life anyway. You may as well take it out.
But somebody got to raise these kids.
Somebody gonna raise these kids, and like when women want to make that option, because I'm all about choices.
Yeah.
A woman don't have to raise kids and don't have to do that. She can put them in daycare, or she can choose not to have kids. That's up to you. But I believe a woman should have that option.
Right.
But when you have a lot of loans, it kind of takes away that option unless you meet a man that's just like, baby, I love you. We're going to do this together. It don't matter. Some men are not like that, though.
Right.
Some men are more self-conscious about, even if they're not financially educated, like
I
you
was
said.
going to say. But it's just the idea that, oh, you got a big boogeyman, under the bed or in the closet, and I actually don't want to.
And then it becomes hard too because if you got that and you don't have like an advanced degree that allows you to demand a high salary. So like, let's say you got a social work PhD in social work. Or some
it's
shit.
tough because
It's
they don't pay. So I mean, every social worker not the same.
Yeah.
But it's like you have to climb the ladder, and it takes a while to actually get the money back. And by that time, you done collected so much interest, you ain't.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. So, I can understand that perspective, but I didn't know about the bankruptcy, so I'm gonna have to really look into this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be filing bankruptcy no time soon because I got things in my life where bankruptcy would put a scar on a lot of the goals that I have. But shit, I mean, to be honest, a lot of people, especially if you ain't that ambitious, like, bruh, wipe them loans away.
Run them seven. My mom say it
seven,
all the
and
time.
then after that, we used to work in mortgages, so we understand about like after 7 years, you good.
I know somebody who, but again, his business went bankrupt. He was able to get a house in like 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They changed.
I was gonna say
different mortgage products.
And then I also think too that it's better for the economy if they forgive a lot of this debt, because if people are not spending money, then
they're gonna start garnishing people's wages. I think that is what's gonna send the country in a recession. We have been propped up by the not like Biden. When Biden was in office, the economy was probably going to go into a deep recession. But then he came, and what I like,
started forgiving debt.
He started forgiving debt, and then he started deferring a lot of these payments.
Yeah.
If Biden didn't do that, we would have went in a recession
a lot
this.
sooner.
But now they about to start garnishing people wages. Imagine if you only got $1,000, they garnish your $400 from a student loan payment that you owe. I'm not going to no movies. I'm not going to Chick-fil-A. I'm not going to nothing. I'm sitting in the house swallowing my spit because